talking about values, this is something that we talked about inside of our Quietly Becoming Masterclass today. As a woman of excellence, which is now the term that I'm using to replace high value woman, I felt like that term was a little bit too controversial and was attracting people who didn't really align with my content. They were very argumentative and abrasive. And for me, a woman of excellence is also, as a dating coach, someone who is wanting to attract a man of excellence. He is seen as a man of integrity within his community. He pursues wealth. He pursues success. He just desires to be excellent in all areas of life and truly challenges himself to be so. And as a woman of excellence, in order to attract this kind of man and have an optimal and healthy relationship with this kind of man, you must have personal values. Values are something that a lot of companies instill inside of their employees in order for everyone to work harmoniously together and for the company to have a mission. They have to have values that align with their mission. And so the same thing happens for your personal life. So this is how you are going to create values for your personal life. Values are meant to dictate how you show up in the world and how you allow things into your world. So values dictate your decisions. It dictates the people that you allow into your life. It dictates the things that you allow into your life, your behavior, etc. Values are meant to be followed. So when you make your values, read them every single day. This is not something like a vision board where you make them and then you put it away. I am telling you, if you make these list of values and you do not look at them every day, don't even make the list of values. There's literally no point because they are truly meant to dictate your every single day. What I have done with my values is I use the Day One app to journal. So every morning I open up a new template for my journal. And inside of the template, my values are listed. You might think of values as being acting with integrity, being generous, putting family first. And these are all values. So let's start with how to create your values. I want you, if you have not already, to create a vision board. The first step is to get very clear about the woman that you want to be, everything about her. Once you've created the vision board, you're going to ask yourself these questions. How did this woman get to where she is right now? What do other people think about this woman? What does this woman think about her surroundings, her environment? And the reason you're going to ask yourself these questions is because it's going to start giving you an idea of what the values are of this woman, because they might not be immediately obvious. So once you answer those questions, you have your creative juices flowing. You're going to start just brain dumping. Brain dump. Okay, so this woman is elegant. People see her as generous. People see her as effortlessly chic. People see her as wildly intelligent. People see her as XYZ. You see the point. And she feels this way. She wants these things. She sees things this way. She allows these things into her environment. Like, it's this very flowy feminine process. When you are done with this brain dump, you're going to start to see redundancies or even duplicates. So you might think, or you might have written down, people see her as elegant. And then you might have also written, she only allows classy things into her life. So it's very obvious that the woman of your dreams who lives inside you, who you are currently right now, but are not acting like, cares about elegance and class. So, for example, one of the values that you live by is having an elegant air about you. But what is the value behind it? Like, what is the thing that you value? So that is what we're really trying to get to the root of everything. So it dictates the conversations that you have, the people you allow into your life, the things you allow into your life, how you behave when no one is watching. Another one of my examples is that I love beautiful things. So my value is beauty over ordinary. So in a scenario where I can buy a $16 pair of teaspoons from Anthropologie and they have cute little bumblebees on them and flowers and honeycombs, or I can go to the Dollar Tree or Target and buy a $5 pair of teaspoons and they're pretty, like they're solid gold and they're not bad, or not solid gold, but gold plated teaspoons. I would prefer to buy the Anthropologie $16 teaspoons because to me, they spark more joy. And when I am baking, I am so excited about using these teaspoons because of how beautiful they are. I'm in my office right now, and everything in my office is beautiful. Now, however, another one of my values is financial responsibility. And I will show you my list of values at the end of this video. But you'll see that when I put my values, I also put like a little quote around them. Because for me, I want to have a very impossible to understand idea of what my value is and why it is important to me, because that helps me personally make better decisions. And there's a few more points coming out after this about why you need to make your visions and your values and your vocabulary in your verbiage that makes sense to you. But that's a segue right now. So another one of my values is financial responsibility. I love the way I make financial decisions. I love the way I spend my money. I have such a healthy relationship with money. Now, spending $16 on teaspoons doesn't seem to very much align with the value of financial responsibility, because why am I spending $16 on a frivolous pair of teaspoons? So this is where I have to decide, in this very specific moment that's happening right now between these two teaspoons, what is the value that means the most to me right now? In order to do this, I have to look back. Have I been financially responsible in the last month? Have I overspent? Have I made too many impulse purchases? If I have made too many impulse purchases, I will go and either probably even not buy the teaspoons. Honestly, if I'm living according to my values, I would not even buy any teaspoons right now. I would just wait. Because for me personally, getting the beautiful teaspoons is something that I'm going to look at those all of the time. And I want something beautiful in my life. So I will live by both. I will wait to buy any sort of teaspoon because I don't really need them right now. Let's say right now in this situation, I don't really need them. And I will wait until I've been more financially responsible, and I will go and buy the more beautiful teaspoon. The thing about your values is that they're going to make you decide how you want your life to look like. If you are not living according to your values, then your life will reflect that. If you are living according to your values, your life will reflect that. And it's not always going to be easy to live according to your values. Like, they are values because they challenge you to be a better person, because they align you with the woman that you desire to become. Now let that sink in for a second. These values are not going to be easy to live by because, yes, they inspire you to live a beautiful life, but they are not always going to be easy. One of my boyfriend and I's values is getting good sleep. We prioritize getting good sleep. We want to wake up feeling refreshed. Another one of our values is spending time and investing in experiences with our friends and family. So we live in Miami, and occasionally a friend will message us and they say, hey, we're in Miami, we're going to dinner, we're going out, we'd love for you guys to join us. And the dinner is at like 10 p.m. and my boyfriend and I are snoozing away, dreams of flying by 10 p.m. Like, we are out like a light. There is a very rare occurrence where we will jeopardize our sleep in order to hang out with our friends. Now what we do instead is we will ask if they want to do a boat day the next day, or we will ask them to go to brunch, or we will ask them to come over for brunch. Because yes, we still want to see our friends, but we know that if we wake up sleepy and cranky, it's going to affect more of our days than not seeing that friend will. Now the caveat, and this is where you are going to have to decide what is more important to you, is that if we look back, and we have not seen this friend in 2 years, and they are coming to Miami for one day, they're flying out the next day, we will jeopardize our sleep to hang out with this friend because our friendships are important to us. So you can see there's kind of like a nuance to the way you align yourself with the values. You have to decide, you kind of have to in that moment decide, okay, what value is more important to me? What value am I going to care that I lived more so by in the long run? So that's just my little spiel about values. Now, we've brain dumped about values, and you can kind of tier them, like what what's more important to me. The other thing is that you want to put your values in verbiage that aligns with your heart. So what I mean by that is financial responsibility is not something that really like sparks any emotion from me. So let me show you what my personal values are. So I said I used Day One, and I forgot that I recently switched over to using Notion. So these are my affirmations. I go to journal, I click on new journal, and this is what opens up. So you can see these are not like self-control, financial responsibility, eloquency. These are quotes. And the reason I worded it like this is because despite what people say, I do care what people think about me. And it is inspiring to me to think that people think a certain way about me. I'm not going to go down that road. I hope you understand what I mean. So I've worded this like I imagine other people saying these things about me because I fully believe that we get to choose what we think people think about us. You know, we can choose that to think that people are thinking, oh my God, she's so weird. Like she thinks she's all that, whatever. Or like we literally have no idea what these people are thinking. It's all in our brain. So I'm just choosing to think that they think the best thing about me. That's my little spiel. So she has so much self-control. What does that mean? She has so much self-control. Like in what does that mean? So I elaborate. I make thoughtful decisions and maybe spontaneous, but I am not impulsive. Y'all, I am a Sagittarius. I live for spontaneity. That is in my blood, okay? Booking a last minute flight, $300 flight, budget flight to Italy. I'm doing it with my friends, okay? That's just what I like. But does that align with my values? Does that affect my relationship with my boyfriend? Does that affect the relationship that I have with my job? These are all of these things that I have to consider. So I'm spontaneous, but I'm not impulsive, and there is a difference. Next, she is so smart with her money. I have an abundance of money, and I love being responsible with how I spend my money. It is sexy how responsible I am with my money. I make such sexy and smart financial decisions. You guys, make your values fun. Make them align with your vocabulary and your verbiage. Next, I'm so impressed with the way she speaks and presents herself. I maintain an air of happiness and positivity because to me, there is no other choice. I am peaceful and poised. Now this one I'm working on because I'm also very bubbly and gregarious. So there's like a nuance to this. And then I'm aware of my boundaries and enforce them with the protection of my own peace. I think that you have to be able to enforce boundaries if you want to be seen as a happy person, as a kind person. There's also nuances to that. But next is I wish I looked as effortlessly classy and chic as her. I make an effort to always look beautiful and put together. I do. I follow, as you guys get to know me, you will find that I've had this huge affinity for the French woman, like before it got popular on TikTok. I'm talking like 2010, I was reading books on the Parisian lifestyle. I've always been obsessed with it. And one of the things that has always clicked with me, and I'm like, yes, that makes so much sense to me, is the stereotypical French Parisian woman doesn't style their hair. I literally own a curling iron just when I go to modeling shoots and I have to do my own hair. That is the only time I do my hair. I don't do my hair to go to dinner. I don't do my hair in any other scenario except for modeling shoots. And so for me, what looking beautiful and put together is, I know that my hair is going to be the least put together thing about me. So I make sure my face looks good. I make sure I do good hair care to make sure my unstyled hair does look good. Actually, I have been looking into getting the sleepless, heatless curls, or the sleep heatless curls thing. So if you guys have a good recommendation for that, comment it below. You can't tell, but I'm wearing a dress. I pretty much live in dresses all the time. So because I want to look effortlessly classy and chic, dresses are my go-to. And I have chosen dresses that are easy to put on, that I enjoy wearing, that are comfortable, that make sense with me having a puppy and having to walk her and run around with her and her eating things, that are comfortable for me to sit in a chair and that aren't too short. Like, there's things. I think about these things because I want to live according to my values. Next is she's always so genuinely nice. I have a warm, magnetic energy. Next, she seems to create a fairy tale around her. Everyone suddenly becomes so nice and generous and happier. You guys, doesn't it seem so, like, you want these values to make you want to like cry or scream with joy. Like this is how much these values are meant to like hit your heart. So for me, what this means is I do not gossip, as defined that if the subject of the conversation were present, I would not enjoy knowing that they were being discussed. That is what gossiping is to me. Do I still find myself in the midst of gossiping? Yes, I do. And I feel sick to my stomach about it. And I very quickly leave the conversation or I redirect it. I cannot tell you how often I found myself in situations where I'm like, wait, we're gossiping right now. Even if it's about a family member or a friend. And it's not even anything, I'm going to do a little segue right now. It's not even anything that's like mean. It's just either pointing out something negative about them or talking about their personal life or having opinions about their personal life. That is gossiping. If you do not want the subject of the conversation to be there and you're not allowed to say, I don't care what, she can hear it. I'm going to talk, I would say it to her face anyways. For me, that is not my personal value because I want to be kind. I can go up to them and kindly tell them I think they're making a mistake, but it's not my place to talk about it with someone else. Okay, that is my little spiel. And the last quote, I believe, is by Tess. Actually, I have her book right here, Apricot Memoirs. Tess Gunnery, I believe. The Apricot Memoirs, such a good poetry book. I highly recommend. I think she said this, but may my life never become so boring that I resort to gossip as my creativity. So as I've listed my values, I have listed them in such a way where they truly resonate with me. And when I read them, I'm like, yes, I love these. I love these so much. I want to live by these. Like, I am challenged to live in this way. Now, I will finish the video with this. Your values are allowed to change. So you see, these are kind of values / principles. You do you. You write these in a way that resonates with you. But I'm going to come for you if you do not read them every day, because that is the whole point of creating these values, is that you live by them every single day. And if you want to take it one step further, share them publicly with your partner, with your roommate, with your best friend, with your person that sits next to you in class, because you want someone to call you out when you are not living according to your values. One of our values that I have, actually, I need to add it on here. During the masterclass, I realized that I needed to update my values because there's things that I want to add. But one of my values is extreme ownership, meaning I do not play the victim and I take radical ownership for everything in my life. How I am feeling, the way I react to someone, my current life situation, I am responsible for it because it gives me so much power, and it is silly to me to play the victim. Which means if there is a situation where I am mad at my boyfriend about something, I have to go deep inside and be like, okay, my dear angel of a boyfriend, you like ticked me off, but I take extreme ownership. I could have communicated something to you. I shouldn't have let it get to this level of resentment. I should have spoken up and said, I didn't want you to go to XYZ, instead of like passively saying, yeah, it's fine, whatever. Like, that's on me. It helps me be a better person when I take extreme ownership. And I'm telling you, it should be everyone's value, especially if you want to level up in life. There is not a single, this is another segue. There is not a single successful person that I know who people enjoy being around, because that is another thing that is important, who does not take extreme ownership, because there are so many successful people who are unenjoyable to be around because they are constantly talking bad about other people and playing the victim despite their success. Like, it's crazy. You're like, how the heck did you even get here? So this is a little video about values. We talk about stuff like this inside of the Quietly Becoming community, so I'm shamelessly plugging this community because I truly believe the women in this community are amazing and are doing things that no other girls or women are doing. Like, there's accountability in this community, and it is amazing. So link to join is below. It's $47 a month. I do one-on-one coaching. You can DM me on Instagram about that at Lauren O. Hunter. Let me know if you guys create values, or let me know if you guys create values, what you're creating, what your values are. Like, what did you decide that your values are? Feel free to steal mine. Feel free to steal mine verbatim. Like, go on Pinterest and find inspiration. And make it a process. Like, you don't have to make all of them and expect that to be like it. Revise, edit, refine, etc. So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm trying to upload more frequently. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah! Bye.